my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways, I will answer them. Honestly, I think we just need Jesus. The world just needs Jesus.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have someone come up here. Probably known Mr. Henry for about 10 years almost, somewhere around there. And I met him at the rehab facility. I was at the Salvation Army, and it was like my first day in there, and I'm like still sick, like shaking, like not feeling good, and I'm sitting on this, we called it the bubble, and there was like this little cinder block like bench thing out there, almost like a jail bench or whatever. And he comes and sits by me, and I'm like, obviously I'm just, like I'm not right. And he just starts pouring into me about Jesus, and for the first time in a long time, like those chains and like that thought, like that never-ending like thought of like, drugs or alcohol, it left for the time period I was talking with them. And for the first time in a long time, I smiled. And since then, I've always had a really close relationship with him. He's helped many people, not just myself. So Mr. Henry's gonna come up here and give a little testimony for a little bit.
All right.
And we'll get this set up right here, Mr. Henry.
Yeah. Tyler, turn off the speakers too, whatever.
Got it?
Yeah. Oh boy, that's a workout. Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
Hi there.
Morning, Mr. Henry.
I hear voices and I remember some voices. I hear the sound of the voice that I remember some of. Oh, okay. I thank y'all for this opportunity to come up and share my story. I'm gonna share some of it. And I prayed about this last night, and I was telling Tyler this morning that I was all over the Bible trying to figure out what I was gonna talk about. But God, He give you the words to share. And I woke up this morning, Tyler gave me this devotional, and it's titled, Tell Them. I gotta focus on this thing here right now. It says, parents tell their children what you have done. They will retell your mighty acts. That's in Psalm 145:4. Read that. But the devotional goes on to say, we know an experience has profoundly changed us when we begin telling others about it. There is great power in stories. And the most powerful stories are those of God changing us. Throughout your life, God has worked to bring transformation, blessing, and wisdom. You are an expert in how God has worked in your life. No doubt each of us has a favorite story. I know I do. We connect the stories in an incredible way, and that the fastest route to a person's heart is through story. You're an expert in your story and sharing the way God has worked in your life is not only your responsibility, but also one of the most effective ways to explain how God worked within us. It helps the most famous stories of the Bible feel more alive when you know the same God is at work right now with someone you love. Tell people what the Lord has done and is doing in your life.
Amen.
Amen. My life changed in 2016 at Salvation Army. I came back from Gainesville. I'm from Savannah, Georgia, but I've been here. I'm a Floridian. I've been here since 1966, and I was a wreck out there. And I came back to Sarasota. I said, I'm going back to Sarasota. My mom passed away in 2011. So I had no other reason to be in Gainesville besides doing the wrong I was doing. And I got tired of that. I knew it was a better way of life for me somewhere, but I just couldn't find it because I stayed in the land of darkness. I mean, when I say darkness, I mean I wasn't living right. I was in a dark place in my life, and I didn't think there was no light for me. So I returned to Sarasota. See, God has a way of, He knows everything. And He knew that when I returned to Sarasota that my life was going to change. I didn't know that. And I decided to go through a program down at the Salvation Army. They had two programs called Viper and CRP. And I went to CRP. CRP. And I heard that in a long time.
Hey.
And when I went through CRP, I had a lot of people who used to come in and teach the classes down there. I remember Mr. Kenneth Wilson. He was Dr. Kenneth Wilson. I met him when I went there, and he taught some of the classes. He was quite a character. He's a good man. And I commenced the program, and I went there in 2006, August 2016, and I commenced the program in December 2016. But I became a soldier of the Salvation Army. And my life was getting better and better and better. And I played Santa Claus for 4 years down in the Salvation Army. I never forget that. I was sharing that with Chad this morning. I did Sunday school class, and I did praise and worship down there. And I had something to do, and I left the Salvation Army. It was time for me to leave, and I went to Purpose House. That was something like a halfway house, but it's not a halfway house. It's got a better name than that. But anyway, I went there, and I stayed there 3.5 years, and I became one of the house leaders, and that was great for me. And I thought I was ready, so after 3.5 years, I decided, I got a letter from housing saying that they had found me a place. Whoppee, boy, I got my own place now. So I went out there, man. I had my own apartment. I was still serving Salvation Army. I kept going down there. I went down there a long time after I left Purpose House, because I was a part of the Salvation Army. I was a soldier for the Army. And things started happening in my life. I started passing food out, going down in the hood, going around the homeless people, and I started seeing the people that I used to hang out with, and I had that, I guess the desire to do that again. And I kept letting it